This boy is rummaging through this grimy and filthy trash bin for discarded metal scraps to sell. It is a tough and dirty job, but for him, it's just another day at work.
I don't know the thing say I won't talk, but this thing I go do say I don't like I swear.
He goes from street to street, every single day, rain or shine, looking for anything that's made of copper, brass, and aluminum. He's been in the game long enough to know where to look for the good stuff, and he is not afraid to get his hands dirty. He's like a treasure hunter, except this treasure is other people's garbage.
I go pick aluminum, I go bring pali, ike, lilo, everything like that in it, I go pick out.
In Nigeria, there's a group of people who are on this treasure hunt daily. But there is a dark side to scrap metal hunting here. There are bands of daring thieves that risk their lives to extract railway tracks.
How can the trains run with this? We are pleading on everybody to have sympathy on this system.
Those ones that are currently whole track, those are the vandals that they go there maybe in the night or inside bush.
Their motive? To acquire the valuable, weighty metals which fetch an exorbitant price on the black market. Abu has been a scavenger for 5 years. He started just at the age of 11, and he is one of the many young boys who must scrape together a living on the streets. He roams around different parts of the city, picking whatever metal scraps he can find. He then sells these scraps to middlemen who sell it to recycling companies that melt them down and turn them into new products. It is an incredibly tough life, but it's all he knows. Despite the risk involved, the scrap hunting trade has been around in Nigeria for decades. It started as a way for people to make ends meet in a country where formal employment opportunities are scarce. Today, it is a multi-million-dollar industry that provides a livelihood for thousands of people across the country. Every day by 7:30 a.m., Abu is up, trekking long distances from the roadside all the way to the hidden nooks and crannies of the street.
My mommy in oti the Guagani, so that's why I know see the thing I go eat every day. So that's why I can't do quali, I go the carry in this thing. Ike quali, I go the carry and go every titi. Sare over abi ibiti over gbeilesi. Every day, 7:30, I can't wake up, I go every day.
But sometimes, finding metal scraps on the streets can be like finding a needle in a haystack. So Abu's got to get creative if he wants to make some real cash. That is why he also scours for any discarded cardboard or plastic he can get his hands on, selling them to make ends meet. And it's not just the roadsides that he's got his eyes on. He knows that trash bins can hold some real treasures too. Reason why he also sifts through the garbage with his bare hands, hoping to strike the next big find. This period is even tougher for him because he is a Muslim, and he is observing the Ramadan fasting currently going on worldwide. Which means he is walking all of these miles with no food in his stomach.
I am hungry now. I am too fasting. But if I do this thing, it go make money for me. So that's why I can't do this thing.
Despite grinding away for what feels like an eternity under the sweltering sun, he only takes home about 2,000 naira daily, which is approximately $4.50. But that's only on a good day. On a bad day, he can make as little as 400 naira, which is not even up to $1 based on the current exchange rate in Nigeria.
If I leave house like 7:30, I go everywhere. If I won't come, another day I can see 2,000 naira. I be 1.5. I be 1.2. If I mean so, I see 800. I be 909.
But for him, every coin counts, and he must hurry so as to cover enough grounds before other scrap hunters snatch up all the hidden treasures lying in wait. If he's not quick enough, he risks being left with rusty leftovers that nobody would buy. His pace could mean the difference between a meal on the table and an empty stomach. It's a race against time. He also visits dump sites to check for more scraps he could add to his collection. He spends hours there, rummaging through heaps of waste, carefully selecting pieces of scrap metal and plastic that he can sell. He does all of this without protective gear, because to him, safety is too expensive. With his mom deathly ill and 7 mouths to feed in total, he can't afford to waste a penny on gloves, mask, or other protective gear.
If I see work, I will do. If I see school, I will go. But my mommy, they think now, since Monday I don't come, they go general say, they collect Omi. Omi see her, Omi, Oda Kotis and Wotan.
According to studies, more than 60% of scrap scavengers in Nigeria experience a combination of ailments including low back pain, shortness of breath, coughing, and skin rashes. The harsh conditions of their work take a heavy toll on their bodies, leaving many of them struggling with chronic respiratory issues. What's more heartbreaking is that the people who profit the most from the sweat and toil of scrap scavengers like Abu are not the ones risking life and limb on the streets. Rather, it's the middlemen and black market dealers who capitalize on their misfortunes, buying scraps for a fraction of their actual worth and reselling them for exorbitant profits. Muhammad Audu is one of the most successful middlemen in the city. His scrapyard may not be the biggest or fanciest, but don't be fooled, because this guy is making bank every single week. He buys everything from plastic to discarded cartons and metal. He's got boys that bring them to him from different parts of the city daily. Muhammad deals directly with recycling companies. By the time he scrambles together metals from different foot soldiers, he can fill an entire truck.
50 ton, trailer. Ita kuma za a samu irin 2 million.
And that's no small change, especially in a country where every penny counts. But all people like Abu get is a measly payout.
This iron, 1 kilo for Abu, 150. You go sell 1 kilo. Na iron no. This one na quali. If you want sell this one, na 15 naira 1 kilo. Quali. If you want sell rubber, Ike, ni 40 naira 1 kilo.
The metals that sell for high prices are not even the ones picked up by the roadside. Heavy-duty scrap metals gotten from streetlight poles and railway tracks are the ones that command a premium price in the market. Because these types are usually requested by recycling companies that produce construction steel bars. So, many scrap scavengers resort to desperate measures to obtain these items and generate higher profits. Some engage in illegal activities, going as far as vandalizing railway tracks and stealing them in the middle of the night.
Na many children say for them they go pass that place, say they go think they go be carry from that week 20 for that week work. So they go pick everything, say where say she that thing say go work. The big very well say go sell and say go make money for themselves.
The long-standing issue of theft of tracks by desperate scrap metal scavengers in Nigeria has rendered several railway stations non-operational. Just 3 months ago, a train carrying 148 passengers and 30 crew members derailed in the middle of a dense forest in the north-central part of the country, leaving them stranded and helpless. It was a terrifying experience, but luckily, there were no casualties.
If there is a way we can employ even capital punishment for these people, I think it's better. Because if we don't do that, at the end of the day, we will lose precious lives.
This particular component was dismantled and stolen, but police officers busted the vandals just in time. Now, the railway station is waiting for it to be reassembled and the misalignment fixed. To combat rail theft in Nigeria, railway authorities have implemented various measures. They've enlisted the support of other law enforcement agencies besides the police in their bid to clamp down on these brazen vandals. However, Abu made it clear that he does not partake in this illegality, and he only collects bolts and fasteners that have already come loose from railway tracks. And he says he doesn't want to scavenge forever.
I want big like big boy or lawyer.
Every day he clings to the hope of pursuing an education and accomplishing great feats.